Hey everyone, it's Jeremy. Jeremy Brint, the director and Jackson-y guy of the podcast that you're about to listen to. Before we start, quick cold open. This episode came out a little rough. We recorded it on site in CSz San Jose for the ComedySportz World Championships. But we had such a good time with the episode, and John Cooper from CSz Manchester did such a great job that it would be a real shame to waste what we got. And he was a really great guy, so we wanted to go ahead and play the episode anyway. This episode was done kind of guerrilla out there without our super high-tech super studio in San Jose. Oh, and this episode and the next episode are kind of out of continuity. We're doing this special Guerrilla CSz San Jose special, and then the next episode is going to be the Halloween special. After that, we'll jump right back into our story and find out what happens with Jack Jackson and Rube Goldberg and the Secret of the Head Shrinkers, where we left off in episode 16. So we're not forgetting about that. These two are just kind of bottle episodes between the two. So thanks a lot for listening. Before I get back to the electro swingy beats at the beginning and get the episode rolling, we are 48 reviews on Apple iTunes, Apple Podcasts, away from doing a special episode. And we're going to be bringing to you next week the options. There's going to be two options which you can vote on in a poll on Facebook. You go to facebook.com/JackJacksonNoir, and you'll be able to vote on what of the two options you want. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but we're going to see Jack Jackson running into some fun, real-world people, and you'll get your chance to decide who that is. So get on iTunes, give us a vote, 5 stars, give us a review. Be honest, we don't care, tell us how much you love us, what you do. So let's get the episode rolling. Take it away.
Hi, I'm Seth Dyte of the Jack Jackson Podcast. In each episode of Jack Jackson, you'll follow the adventures of 1950s private investigator Jack Jackson, along with your favorite recurring characters, his assistant Kitty, Peter the landlord, the villainous Rube Goldberg, rival detective Emerald Keaton, as well as new characters brought to life by our voice actors. Each episode delivers a new film noir mystery accompanied by sound effects, historic events, and pop culture references, all of them 100% correct. And to recreate the style of an old-time radio program, we include a show sponsor and record each episode in the dark in front of a live studio audience. It's a unique improv comedy experience with a touch of nostalgia that always delivers plenty of laughs. So sit back and get ready for another episode of Jack Jackson, in which Jack takes on his toughest case yet.
It's time for an all-new episode of Jack Jackson, P.I., sponsored as always by Kramer Carburetors. Kramer Carburetors, they're a gas. Tonight, Jack takes on his toughest case yet, in the case of the lost computer. Sponsored by Kramer Carburetors. If you don't have a Kramer Carburetor in your car, it sucks.
It was a special kind of day for me and Kitty. Paid vacation. Something I hadn't got in years. The government finally took notice of all the bad guys I've been busting lately and decided to give me a leave. Taking me out to the old California, way on the other side of the country. Said they're taking us out here, all kinds of bigwigs, all kinds of funny fellas, to show us something new that the government's working on.
Jack, stop looking in the mirror. The line's moving.
Right. Kitty and I walked over to where the tour guide was taking tickets to get into the secret building.
Right this way, please. We want to get going. Step right up. Oh, good to see you, General.
Oh, well, as always, Jenkins.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please file in. We will now unveil the government's most powerful tube-based computer running at 1 hertz, the UNIVAC 5.
Good God!
Oh, it's awfully small. I can't even see it.
Looks like a hole in the wall to me.
Somebody's taken the Univac 5. Should be right there, filling this room.
All right, get that curtain down. Let's get these people onto the next destination.
General, let's not be so hasty. All these people came here to see the computer. I think we...
Well, the computer's gone, stranger, in a bad fedora.
He's not a stranger. He's Jack Jackson, and he's a private investigator, and he's really good at his job.
That's
All right,
right.
Jackson,
The
you
government
stay
rewarded
here.
him by taking him here.
Tor, move on. You
General,
two.
if that computer falls into enemy hands, we could all be doomed by the commies.
So, Jack,
You're all right.
Jack, you
I
gotta
don't
help
think
him.
communism's a threat. We just stamped it out about 10 years ago.
I don't
Except-
know. There's still some Eastern Bloc countries in the 50s that haven't fallen.
Well, yeah, but tensions
Hey,
are still
Jack, while
middling.
they're squabbling
Give
about
it a
Eastern
while,
Bloc
maybe
countries-
Hang on, Kitty. This is interesting.
Give it a while, maybe another decade.
Oh,
You're right.
Yeah.
I sure hope nothing happens to Cuba.
I love that place.
You're right,
Anyway.
Kitty. Let's use this moment. Kitty and I snuck to the back area of the line as the tour moved on.
Look what I found, a cut wire.
What? I bent down to look at it. She was right. There was this clipped wire in the bottom of the floor of the empty room. There was also a big hole in the wall.
Oh, wow, I could almost crawl in here myself.
Why don't you go in there and have a look, see what you see, Kitty?
No, thank you. I'm wearing my best coat.
Here, I'll take it for you. We really should see what's going on in there.
It's not like I'm afraid of cramped spaces or anything. Okay.
Kitty,
What's happening?
Kitty crouched down and slowly tried to scoot her way through the hole in the wall.
Oh, yeah, I'm liking this a lot.
Jackson,
I turned around.
where did that woman you were with go?
She's with the tour.
Well, that's probably for the best. You're a detective. We need to talk.
Right.
Now listen, I'm gonna pour you some secret military drink. It hasn't been named yet. But I need to level with you and I want to relax.
He was a big man, bald head, scar over his eye like he'd seen some battle. He had big hands like baseball mitts.
Here you go. Now, we need you to take care of this.
Kitty started to poke her head out of the hole in the wall, and I put my foot on her head and pushed her back in.
I'm no sleuth. I'm a fighter. And I'm a leader. And all of our spies...
He pulled out his gold medal on around his neck.
Shing.
All of our spies don't have medals like this, you son of a bitch. And also, they're all out of town.
General, excuse me, I brought the man from England you asked to see.
Perhaps
Good.
I can also be of assistance. Alan Battersby, British intelligence.
He was a Weasley man, real frail. Crazy curly hair and a big mustache.
Wow, it looks like you two could be brothers.
I just happen to be here as I'm a fan of Charles Babbage, the original creator of computers, and I'm enjoying a trip here.
He was a
in this
big
wonderful
fucking
sunshine.
nerd. A great big nerd.
Well, it's fine. You two should work together. We don't have many resources allocated here.
I pushed Kitty back in the hole.
There aren't many resources allocated here in San Jose. America still isn't taking computer science seriously.
Well, they will someday, General. I mean, someday this whole valley could be computer companies.
That's stupid. Shut up.
Was there anything on the computer, as in data, or anything like that might have been perhaps delicate in any intelligence kind of a way?
Well, we're still trying to figure out what this computer can do. So they are crunching certain numbers or doing different processes throughout the computer. I do not know what they might have been using though.
Reels
I
to
do.
reel tapes or punch cards?
The last thing loaded were European battle scenarios. I got I had 3 cartons full of Hollerith punch codes ready to load in, but those are missing too.
God damn it! We just finished 2 wars against the Europeans.
Well, I think some of them were on our side.
Well, still,
You and I have a very different understanding of history.
I fought. I didn't learn.
Jack, look what I found.
While they were talking, I ducked around the corner, acting like I was tying my shoes so I could talk to Kitty. What is it, Kitty?
I couldn't find much in this hole in it, and it seems to cave in at one point, but I found an eye patch.
An eye patch.
Yeah.
Do we know any villains with eye patches?
I can't quite place it at the moment. I really want to get out of this hole. Jack, please let me out of the hole.
Hang on, there's nobody in Dock City that wears an eye patch. I would know.
Just a boost. Just pull my arms just a little bit.
All right, just stay in there 5 more seconds. Give me the eye patch. Thanks. All right, I can push Kitty back in the hole. Right, gents, I think maybe it's time we all kind of looked around.
Is that an eye patch you're holding?
It sure is.
I'm taking some notes. Is that capital I P-A-T-C-H or small I capital P-A-T-C-H?
It's E-Y-E.
Yeah, the E-Y-E.
That's how you spell I.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
So
know.
you don't know spelling and you don't know history.
I just think someday people might save time by using a letter I to push.
Well, it sure won't originate in San Jose.
Probably not.
Sounds more like a San Francisco sort of thing. Anyway, let's get back on track. I found this eye patch.
Is it a lefty or a righty?
Let me see. I turn the eye patch over. Yep, looks like a righty eye.
I suppose theoretically it could work for either eye, but...
Don't be ridiculous, General.
I don't think you fully understand how eye patches work, sir.
I'm not a smart man.
One half of the eye patch has to go slightly over the cranium and the other side has to go round the ear, so there's a particular way in which eye patches work.
A knife flew from the darkness and hit the tour guide.
Just about to tell you about the one-eyed man who visited me today.
I was just about to ask your name, because I forgot.
My name is Kyle.
He was dead. Now we have a murder on our hands. We looked around trying to see where the knife came from, but there was no trace. Whoever threw it was already gone. The one-eyed man. I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Alan Battersby, British intelligence.
Alan Battersby. Well,
Battersby and Jackson, this one's on you.
It's clearly a knife sniper. A one-eyed man who can throw a blade with such precision across a room such as that is a knife sniper.
As you all move,
a knife sniper, you say?
as you all move through the building, please do me a favor and close the windows. That's how knives get in.
They're like pigeons.
If you see an open window, before you leave the room, please close. Actually, while you're in the room, because that knife came in with alarming speed.
All right, General. Why don't you keep everyone in their rooms? Nobody comes in or out. Me and Battersby will get on the case, see what we can find. The General started to make his way off to deal with the tour.
Jackson, I'm going to let you know right now, I'm going to keep that tour moving. I can't have people wandering around where I can't see them.
Fine, then just keep them in constant motion.
All right.
But keep that tour going until this case is done.
All right, it's going to be in motion, but we are going to take a pit stop at a
gift shop.
a new restaurant called Pizza My Heart. So come on by if you've found anything out by that point, around 7:30.
You got it. The General made his way off, as I said before. All right, Battersby. If we're gonna work together, you're gonna have to play by my rules. Things are
stuffy in here.
Things are different here in the States. Kitty, you can come out.
I can't come out by myself. I'm stuck.
All right. I crouched down and grabbed Kitty by the arms and started pulling.
What on earth were you doing inside that wall?
I'm not speaking to you anymore, Jack.
Sally Kitty Kitsworth, this is Battersby, British intelligence.
Oh, hello, Battersby.
Nice to meet you, man.
You have
Nice to
really
meet you.
nice hair. What do you do to it? It has such a nice bounce.
It's adequate.
Oh, he's so awkward and British. I love him. Oh, I wasn't speaking to you. That's right. I didn't say that to Jack. I said that to the air.
Right. Well, why don't we all fan out and see what we can find in this room? We know that somebody here is a one-eyed man who can throw a knife better than anyone else in the world.
How about we look at the knife, Mr. Jackson?
Good idea.
What
Or
do you
this
think is
corpse.
effective? What do you... Weapons aren't my forte, but they're clearly yours.
Right.
Perhaps examine the hilt, or the blade, or the handle.
Yes. I crouched down next to the knife. On the wooden, hardwood floor. Yes, this looks like... interesting. I pulled the knife out. Oh, gross. I wiped the blood off. Yuck. Ew.
Oh, there's a big puddle forming on the floor now.
Have a look at this, Battersby. You see here at the end of the knife?
Yes?
That's an eye.
My goodness. It is. It's an eye carved into the very tip of the blade.
Only the round
And
tip of this
handle.
knife. Only one person uses round-tipped eye knives. Let's say it together.
The stands.
The
The Johnston stands.
Johnston stands?
I read an article about them in the paper the other day. They're visiting San Jose right now.
The Johnston stands are here in town, known for their round eye-tipped knives.
Yeah, they're making a deal with Kramer Carburetors.
Kramer Carburetors and Johnston stands. The scandal. Kramer Carburetors is such a good company.
I know.
Making carburetors that are good for American cars right here in the USA.
That's what we use in our car, huh, Jack?
That's
And it never
right.
lets us down.
Never once.
Except for that one time. And that other time. And then that time.
None of those were because of Kramer Carburetors. Kramer Carburetors. We hopped in the car and started heading downtown. The Johnston Stand family lived not far from San Jose, but we had to make sure that we could intercept them before they arrived to the big gala they were heading to this evening.
My goodness, this is a fabulous country. Travelling these roads, seeing these big wide open skies and these buildings, it's not like this where I come from.
He's right, I've been there.
So have I, actually.
It's very hot as well.
Yes, very hot.
Your cars are so big,
Yeah.
your engines are so loud. The steering wheels are so broad.
It sure is.
The
Yeah.
leather,
I'm sorry.
the leather finish is so immaculate.
Yes, all right. Are we gonna point everything out all the way there?
I'm on holiday as well, so I'm going to enjoy myself.
Yeah.
I'll just pour you a drink while we drive.
Kitty, don't use from my personal bar.
Oh, thank you.
I think we're coming up on the house where the gala is supposed to be. I heard about this later. It was supposed to be an event after the unveiling of the computer for all of the American ambassadors.
Smooth parking job as always.
Yes. Look there. A group of people in nice suits and sleek black dresses was headed up to the front gate of the gala.
Oh dear, and I'm all dusty still from that hole. Oh,
Well, we're gonna have to sneak our way in. We're not gonna get in through the front this time.
I'm gonna stay out here and clean up for a little bit.
I have a lint roller if that'll help.
Oh, thank you. It'll only take 5 minutes, really, Jack. Just 5 minutes, and I'll be in there.
All right. We'll see you in there, Kitty. We're gonna have to go around the backside, Buttersworth.
The backside.
Yes, the backside.
And it's Battersby, not Butterworth. Thank you very much.
Batters.
Batters will do.
Batters. Bats. I'm gonna call you Bats.
Okay.
We headed around the back, tiptoeing our way around some guards that were walking by.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about what we're even guarding over here.
Yeah,
It's just the garden and this giant back door.
people want some carrots, so come on.
Oh yeah, give me one of those carrots.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, carrots.
All right, Bats, we're gonna have to crouch by these barrels as they walk by. Their patrol comes right past us. All right, on 3. Here we go. Here they come. Ready? 1, 2.
Hold on, I gotta tie my shoes real quick.
Ah, damn it. Okay, we're gonna start again. Okay.
Carrying guns, Jack. They're carrying guns.
Yeah, I have a gun too. You don't have a gun?
And my shoes
I don't
are
have a
looking
gun, I have a
cool.
pencil,
All
Jack.
right.
You don't have a gun?
I have a pencil.
Here, take this gun.
I don't want it. What do I want a gun for? I don't want a gun.
It's for shooting at bad guys.
All right, if you insist.
Here you go. Just hang on to that. Now ready. Here
Have
they
you
come.
ever
Here they come.
noticed how loud it is when you're chewing on a carrot inside your mouth?
Yeah, it's like I can't hear anything that's going on around me.
Yeah.
I can barely hear you talking to me, and I'm like focused on you.
Oh, let's talk a little bit louder.
All right.
Ready? All right, we're gonna duck on 3.
What do you like about
2,
carrots?
3, duck.
Oh, carrots are so crunchy.
Yeah, they're the
All right.
best.
Let's just turn this corner.
All right.
All right, good. Now the back door's open. All right, come on. We hurried up to the back door. There was a big padlock hanging off of it and a sign that says employees only. I didn't think to bring my lockpicks. What you got, Bats?
I've got a gun. I can shoot the lock off.
I like your thinking. Let's do it.
Bang!
All right, calm down.
Oh God, I love these carrots.
The carrots are so amazing. My eyes.
That's-
My eyes can see.
He fired 7 or 8 shots into the...
Chomp, 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 carrots! Carrots!
Have you tried the ranch?
Oh, never tried ranch with carrots before.
It's a new thing I'm doing.
I think the door's open.
Dip, dip, crunch.
Good work, back. Let's hurry up. We made our way into the back room of the house.
Oh, we're all out of carrots.
Tiptoeing through the kitchens. Nobody was in there. They must be delivering the food right now. We better hurry. This isn't looking good. That family we mentioned earlier. They should be here.
The James Jamesons.
James...
Jameson.
Yeah, them. I believe their patriarch, the head of the family, Jacob Jameson, is here.
Oh, Father, this has been such a great party that you've been throwing.
I crouched next to a door I heard some noise on the other side of. I looked through the keyhole and I could see the room on the other side. A velvet room, couches, some drinks on the table. An older-looking man and a younger-looking man sitting together.
It's so exciting.
No, I've had quite a good time myself, Madison.
And tell me, what exactly are we going to be showing today?
Oh, well,
I think it's them.
we made another acquisition. One that hopefully will move the Jameston family forward.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look through this
into the
keyhole,
future.
that's...
They look like very dangerous men, Jack.
The family of James has been so out of the spotlight lately, and I really don't like it. Did we find another Manet?
Something like that. Not quite as appealing visually, but with infinite possibility.
There was a crash!
The gods got into the carrot shack again.
Oh, they do love their carrots.
We turned around looking back into the kitchen. The gods were running out of the kitchen with arms full of carrots.
Carrots!
I'm out of here.
The vegetables so plentiful here.
We looked back through the keyhole. Damn it, they're gone. Right before they were about to incriminate themselves. We have a lead, though. It seems like the Jameson family is the ones behind the theft. At least that's what it sounded like.
Yes.
We're gonna need to get into that party. But we can't get in there looking like this. Me in my trench coat and you in your short shorts.
Nice short shots, yes. I'm not used to having sun on my knees. Or my elbows. Sometimes I have to wear this large hat just to stop my elbows from burning.
Alright, let's keep going.
Excuse me, I'll just get one of these carrots that look rather big. You know the carrots that we get, just baby carrots, just small ones, they come in tins, but over here everything's enormous.
Excuse me, gentlemen, but the party is down the hall that way.
A butler entered the kitchen. Yes, where...
Yes, that's where we run away
Where...
to.
Shit, Bat, you gotta act more American.
Yes, madam, that is where we are going to. We are going to the party here.
You're nailing it.
You sound very legitimate. Here, I have 2 dinner jackets I was saving just in case I had some underdressed guests.
Oh, wonderful.
The Kramers are very particular about their guests.
Do you have a changing room, madam?
We have several changing rooms. Pick any one that you would like. They're right down here and here and here.
She started heading us down the hall, pointing at like 8 or 9 doors.
Or here or here. This one's really nice. It has a nice view of the
We kept walking down the hall, there was just more and more changing rooms.
This one is a room that was used by Queen Victoria, and this...
I'll take that one. Thank you. That's
More American.
I'll take that one. The one with a woman that looks like her. The Queen, thank you very much.
Of course, Americans are very interested in this room.
He entered the room and I entered the one next to it. Mark Twain's room, I believe she said. I entered there and I put the dinner jacket on as quick as I could, dropping my trench coat. I stepped out. Still kind of changing on my way out. Bats walked out. He looked like a proper American now.
The collar's a bit stiff, but it'll do.
All right, we're gonna have to get into that party. You heard what they said, or that butler said. The Kramers. So this must be the Kramers Gala.
The Kramers Gala.
Wait, if I'm not mistaken, here in San Jose, the Kramers are the richest family in town.
Really?
The only game in prune farming industry. And
carburetors.
Carburetors. Right, prunes and carburetors, the Kramer family.
I find those things go together very well.
Yeah. Well, maybe the Jamestonsons are trying to pull one heist before they go to ground with the computer.
There's so much nice art on the walls as well, I noticed. There's a Henry Matisse there.
Yeah, yes, you're right. I also know who that is.
And then next to that, that's an Andy Warhol, I believe. And he's not even alive yet.
Okay, if everyone would please gather around. My father has an announcement that he would like to make. Everyone, Mr. Jeff Kramer.
You all look so handsome tonight.
Uh-oh, here comes the criticism.
Oh, Dad.
Oh, boy.
Dad, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Dad.
You know, sometimes you go to these gala events, and they've got a big space between the dance floor and the MC stand where I'm going to make my speech. And then right before I'm going to make my speech, the announcer's serving dessert in the back. Anyway,
How rude.
there's no drinking on the San Jose campus unless you're over the age of 18. You're all looking handsome tonight. Enjoy the party.
Now, if we could just get Chayton to go outside for today's Chayton games.
We headed into the park. The gala was in full swing. All right, Bats, we're gonna have to split up and find the Jamestonsons. Okay. We need to figure out what they're trying to pull here before it's too late. If they did steal that computer, I don't think their plan ends there. And if there is commie intel on that thing, we need it back in American hands right now.
Mr. Kramer, do you mind if I say a word on behalf of the Jamestonsons?
Go ahead.
It was him, Jacobs Jamestonson. He stepped up to the microphone.
No, I know that we do not have quite as much cachet as any of the other families here in America that are represented here tonight. The Kramers, the Goldbergs,
The Shorts,
The Pongs.
the Baileys.
yes, the Jamestonsons are not quite popular, but I believe that in due time we will be quite on the level with all of you, and I hope that when that day comes, you will be as welcoming to us as the Kramers have been to us today. Thank you.
He looked at the crowd. It sounded like a moving speech, but in his eyes, it was really a threat.
Here, Jack, on this napkin, I've drawn an entire plan of the estate and divvied it in half exactly so that we may cover the grounds with the greatest level of efficiency. If you cover this left-hand side and I cover this right-hand side, we should be able to cover the grounds within at least 20 minutes, I would think. Maybe a little bit less.
Not bad, Bats, not bad. All right, I'll take my half of the napkin, you take yours. Now keep an eye out for the other Jamestonston. We know where Jacobs is. He's here on the floor keeping people busy. That might mean that his son is somewhere in the house, going after that prune and carburetor money. I split up with Bats, making my way through the crowd, trying to look my best to be one of the people here. There was so many wealthy sorts. Somebody outside squealed their tires and took off.
Have you had a turn on the racing track yet? Quite fun.
I made my way over to a group of people who was standing around drinking some champagne.
Oh, it's such a lovely day here that
Seems like I caught them in the middle of a conversation.
You know, it was a bit of a surprise. I didn't know that we would be asked to come here today.
Well, you have to make at least one appearance a year in public, otherwise people think you're dead.
Oh, yeah. I heard they're unveiling something big. Something that could change the world.
Yeah, well, I hope they do it soon. It's past my bedtime.
Bedtime? It's like 4.
Hey, I'm a sensitive guy. I gotta get to bed early.
No judgment, I guess.
I joined the circle of people who were drinking their champagne in their best outfits and talking to each other. I think I heard about that. The unveiling, I mean. It didn't go so well earlier today.
What do you mean it was already unveiled?
That's right. There was some kind of a group of special interest who were going to see it before the rest of the public.
I'm just gonna lie down on the table if that's okay with you.
Alright, we'll just clear off all of these decorations. The chocolate fountain. And all of our moist apples.
I wanted some chocolate.
Well, it's still on the ground there. Friend wants a nap. Anyways, you said that it was taken from a previous exhibition?
That's right. You wouldn't happen to know anything about... And that's when I saw him, right behind the man's shoulder. It was him, Jacobson's son. He slipped into the back room of another area. If you'll excuse me, I need to make my way off.
Hello, sir. I don't believe we've met.
He bumped into me as I saw the son heading over to a door. He climbed up the stairs onto the second floor. I was trying to get around the man, but he was insistent on speaking with me.
You could call me Mr. Jenkins, Jane Johnston,
Jacob Johnston.
Yes.
Right. We've never been acquainted before.
Yes, and that is the most interesting part about this conversation. I know everybody in the room except you.
Right. My name is Paul Kitsworth.
Paul Kitsworth.
That's right, of the Dock City Kitsworths.
Yes, I'm quite familiar. They are one of the most wealthy families in the United States, but without all of the modern trappings.
Right.
They never
Now,
come to our parties.
Right. It's nice to see you. If you excuse me, I just need to make my way. That's when I saw him.
Well, how is the Kitsworth family doing?
He stepped in front of me. They're doing great. If you'll just, I just need to make my way over.
Hey there, guys. How are you doing? It's really nice to be here. Thank you for...
Oh my gosh, we've got entertainment. That's Bob Hope.
Well, hello there. It's nice to be here. Your hospitality is so wonderful and your carrots are so large.
Kitsworth, I'm done with you. Bob Hope.
Bob Hope looked at me and blinked, but then I noticed it. Behind the latex mask, it was him. It was Bats. Damn that genius. He was distracting Jameston so I could go after his son.
I say, sir, do you play golf?
Oh, yes, I love golf.
And how good is there a golf range near here that has, like, holes in that?
Well, San Jose is still being developed. We have about 6 holes done so far.
I slipped past them and their voices faded off into the monotony of the
I
party.
can't believe it. No.
I made my way up the stairs. Just in time, I peeked through the double doors on the second floor. It was some kind of office room. The Kramer's office room. That's when I saw it. I opened the door just a crack. It was him.
Oh, it's beautiful. If only I understood entirely how it worked.
Yes, I risked my life and I stole it just like you asked. So please, promise to save my father's business.
Of course. Of course, all the money that you and your father need is going to be through that double door there.
Oh, thank you.
No. Oh, I had to hide. I stepped behind a suit of armor that was leaning up against the door.
And thank you so...
Shit. I went to the other suit of armor and stood behind that one.
Don't mind that, that's just the house ghost. We have many ghosts here.
Of course.
My grandfather has a lot of skeletons in his closet, both literally and figuratively.
Don't we all?
The young lady stepped out. She was fair. She had soft brown hair and dainty features. And one thing that really stood out. An eye patch.
And you promised me you'll get me that eye operation that I asked for as well.
Of course.
I used to be the most beautiful girl in my school, and then my sister got all the attention after I got my eye jabbed out with a freak carburetor accident.
As long as it wasn't a Kramer's carburetor, those would never take anybody's eyeballs out.
He was right about that.
It wasn't a Kramer's carburetor.
That's what I thought. That would be awful if that
It
was.
would be.
Okay, well, like I said, through that door is all the money you and your family will ever need.
Thank you so much.
The door opened. They stepped into the room.
Carrot Guard, I want you to take care of her.
Okay, all right. We're going to have to put down these carrots.
They'll be here when you return.
He walked into the room, closing the door. Jameson's son stood outside the door and rubbed his fingers together, maliciously.
You might as well come out now.
Damn.
Mr. Private Eye.
I've been found out. I had to draw my gun just to be sure. I stepped into the room. That's what I saw. Outside the window, listening in intently. It was Bob Hope. Wait, no, that's Bats. He took the latex mask off. He was still out of sight. If I could keep Jameson distracted long enough.
How foolish of you to come alone.
Yes, so very alone, Jameson Jr. or Mercedes or Mason or whatever your name
Madison.
Madison Jameson.
Look at it. Isn't it beautiful?
He did a wide hand gesture to the massive computer that was filling the room. It looked like it might be a whole gig.
A whole gig. Only a part of this. Only maybe 5 meg would even fit on a plane. I'm going to need at least 100 more of these, possibly 200 more of these if I want to have the computing power I need.
What could somebody need with the insane amount of computing power of 200 gigabytes?
Well, you know that after the war, we had constructed 2 nuclear bombs.
What? Oh, yes, I did know that.
This computer would be capable of controlling every long-range missile in the entire world.
You're a madman, and we'll see you stopped. Bats slowly creaked the window open with a punch. The window flew right open.
Hello.
So you weren't as foolish as I thought. You did bring backup.
Yes, he did bring backup.
He did indeed.
From British intelligence, no less.
Exciting.
Exactly how do you power this amount of equipment way out here?
In San Jose.
Well, as you know, we're very close to a fault line. And I simply attach some generators to the fault line.
You bastard.
I like to punch while I explain. It's more efficient.
He punched the gun out of my hand.
Even a fault wouldn't power this amount of equipment. Some of those lights aren't on. I think some of your computers are fakes.
How dare you? You would think that I've been fooled into purchasing fakes?
That reel-to-reel isn't spinning, and that punch card isn't making the sound it should.
He's right, I think. I don't know anything about computers.
Surely it's just not on right now.
Oh. I think I see where you're going with this, Bats. We didn't get a confession out of you. But look here. Is this not a radio transmitter?
It looks suspiciously like that.
You better not be fiddling around anymore, or else I might have to call in my knife sniper. He's been covering this building from outside. That's how I knew you came in.
There are at least 12 punch cards there, and at least another 5 of those are red and 2 of them are blue. Which means that the blue ones are day shift people and the red ones are night shift people. But that's not really relevant.
You seem to know quite a bit about computers.
I'm British intelligence, sir. I know everything about every computer that was ever invented.
What? A knife flew in through the window and landed right next to me.
How much would it cost to have you become our chief specialist? Come now, your loyalty to Britain can't be that severe.
Don't do it, Bats.
Oh, I'm tempted.
Bats, don't go over to the dark side.
I mustn't. I must pledge my allegiance to British intelligence.
I know. That's what I heard it. A plane flew by and a knife landed in the window. Could it be? All the way out here?
That's right, Jack. Who else do you think would be able to throw so many knives with such precision?
The plane buzzed the window just long enough for me to hear him say that. The knife sniper.
Jack! I've got him covered!
Kitty kicked the door open. She was holding a shotgun. She pointed right at Jameston.
I heard
everything from the other side of the door, and I'm very, very upset.
I grabbed my gun off the ground.
This was supposed to be a nice vacation for me and Jack, and you ruined it with your thievery and your evil doings.
Bats pulled out the gun I gave to him earlier.
Right.
What do you say, Mr. Bats, I take it?
I say I've got a gun and a pencil, and I'm willing to use both of them.
You could use that pencil to work for me. I could give you more money than you could ever imagine.
Bats, listen to me. The man outside that he's hired, this knife sniper, he killed some good men.
This gun was given to me by Jack Jackson. But this pencil was given to me by the MOD, Ministry of Defence, British Intelligence. It's an HB pencil, sir, and will only ever be used for good.
I see.
He threw the pencil and it hit him right in the shoulder.
That's a high-quality HB pencil.
That is, yes. I think you'll find that if it was a B or a 2B, it would be a softer lead and wouldn't go into your skin as hard.
I can't help but be amazed at your intelligence.
Graphite, sir, that's how we won the war, and that's how we're going to win as well.
It's over. Turn yourself in. This goes back to the American people, and this bomb plan you have is null and void. The Jamesonson family will never make money war profiteering, and missiles will never be a problem anytime in the near future.
Curse you, Jack Jackson.
And there's only one antidote to that lead poisoning that's spreading through your veins at this very moment.
Thistleweeds. And they can only be found in a particular kind of forest over here, because it's like a deciduous evergreen that you find in Britain, so you'd better kind of work out quickly whether they want to save you, otherwise you'll die.
Fine, I see you've gotten me backed into a corner.
Thanks for bringing our computer back, Mr. Jackson, and Mr. What was your name again?
Alan Battersby.
And very glad that we were able to bring our computer expert here at the Army back to life after he was hit by that knife sniper. Did you catch who that was?
Actually, I'm his brother.
Oh, well, I don't care, nerd. Anyway, would you like a slice? They've got pepperoni and bacon. They've got...
No, I'm sorry, General. I didn't manage to capture
I ate
Samson's...
earlier at the little taqueria across the street.
Well, I like this place.
They have this really good
orange sauce, yeah. Well, I like this place because they serve you the pizza and little frisbees. You don't get to take them home, though.
San Jose, I get it.
Jack, let's go on a walk. I'm getting tired of this.
Kitty and I left the building together, walking out into the night. It was cool, coastal air, and the San Jose prune fields. Kitty turned and looked at me. The moon was above us.
Mr. Jackson, Mr. Jackson. Here, take this pencil.
Right. Oh, Butters, Bats.
Take this pencil.
Right, thank you.
I've had such a wonderful
It's
time.
okay, I'll just walk back to the car by myself.
I've had such a wonderful time. I just came here to listen to the low rumbling hum of computers, and I've had an amazing time. So please, take this pencil, as given to me by the Ministry of Defence and British Intelligence.
I'm honored. Here, take this gun.
Oh, I feel all American again.
You've been listening to an all-new Jack Jackson, sponsored by Kramer Carburetors. If you don't use a Kramer carburetor, your car will probably explode. Tune in next week when Jack takes on his toughest case yet. Here come the lights.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Brint, and I just want to thank you for listening to Jack Jackson Noir. This episode is brought to you by CSz Sacramento Theater. We record live there every first Saturday. You can find ticket info at CSzSacramento.com. Also, if you enjoyed this episode, leave us a review on iTunes. It helps us spread the show around, and also we'll release a bonus episode for every 50 reviews we get. Those episodes will be based on suggestions that you leave in your reviews, so it's a way for you folks to get involved. Lastly, if you want to send a message to Jack to read in a future segment, you can send those over to jackjacksonnoir@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next Wednesday. Oh, thank you so much.
It's nice.
Really appreciate it. A lot of fun, John.
That was lovely. I really enjoyed that guy.
Before we end it, John, why don't you go ahead and plug your podcast?
The brinkpodcast.com. I interview people who do improv in various different capacities. And I'm based in Manchester in the UK.
Yep.
Yay!
So if you enjoy this podcast, please go ahead and go over and look for the Bring a Brink podcast.
Do we also want to explain anything about all of the references we were making to both improv and
Nope.
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 All right.
Nope, bye.